If we take a look over the last 100 years or so, we have seen an unbelievably rapid advance in technology. And if you look within that same time frame, you'll notice we have experienced mass global biodiversity loss with now rapidly mounting environmental collapse, which is resulting in increasing political, social, and economic instability because everything we use or consume on the planet comes from nature. And we only manage three things. We manage ourselves, our economies, and our environment. Everything else is what we make. We do not manage technology. We only manufacture it. And then we use it in its millions of various forms as tools to make or produce everything we need, from food and toothpicks to clothing and spacecraft, all of which help us as we manage our societies and our environment. If we are experiencing rapid advances in all we manufacture and produce, but equally rapid collapse in all we manage, it can only mean one thing. The cause of our increasing problems is our management. We know we are causing our mounting global disasters. Scientists have discovered that the reason our management is failing us is because none of us are born with the ability to simultaneously manage the complexity of human societies, economies, and nature. It can be done, but it has to be consciously learnt. Our genetic inability to manage that complexity automatically has resulted in organizations and governments forming different ministries to develop social, economic, or environmental policies as if they are separate things, isolating them from each other. This results in endless, unavoidable knock-on consequences because human societies and nature are, in fact, inseparable. They exist as one hugely complex, interconnected, self-organizing whole. Yet we consider, manage, and study them as separate fields. We could compare that to trying to manage water by studying and making separate policies for either hydrogen or oxygen in isolation of each other and wondering why we're failing. Another big problem we are faced with is, in order to manage land or anything at scale, we do it through our organizations. But as soon as we form an organization, we literally create monsters because they take on a life of their own. They don't think, act, or get treated as an individual would. Policies that come from organizations are not ones any of us would make as individuals because organizations are incapable of humanity and common sense. They will meet short-term objectives regardless of the long-term consequences. This is why our organizational policies have resulted in agriculture becoming the most destructive industry on the planet, and why organizations are the biggest cause of mass environmental collapse and climate change. If you are in any doubt whether social or economic decisions or policies should continue to be made in isolation of environmental ones, just ask yourself these questions. Can any nation on earth have physical or economic stability without ecological stability? No. Can any individual or business make money without nature? No. Can any of us survive without food, water, and air? Nope. Can our children have a future if we continue to destroy the environment? No. We know how and why our management is failing us. But this shift involves accepting new management insights which go against thousands of years of human beliefs. And if we look at history, it shows us how hard it is to get adults and almost impossible to get organizations to accept new discoveries. But luckily for our future, children pick these new insights up very, very quickly. We now have young school children understanding and beginning to address the root cause of global biodiversity loss and climate change. They have learned to use the guiding, filtering process of the holistic management framework, which ensures they make decisions based on the universal law that their physical and financial stability are inseparable from and entirely dependent on nature, which means that almost every single decision they make throughout their lives and every policy any government develops will involve simultaneous and unique social, economic, and environmental considerations and consequences. Young children are using this new decision-making process, and they are successfully managing complexity. Now all we have to do is get world leaders doing it.